Welcome back to TGIF. Now I'm a woman of my word, and we're gonna keep it 100, and we're gonna keep it very fair. So we just did a disparaging story on a transgender member of the transgender community. So we're gonna talk about a cisgender male in the name of Cuba Gooding Jr. Okay, now 2 weeks after pleading guilty to a misdemeanor charge of forcibly touching two women between 2018 and 2019, Cuba Gooding Jr. is reportedly set to host a party at a strip club in New York City. Who the hell signed off on this? Gooding is required to undergo alcohol and behavioral counseling for 6 months to fulfill his plea deal if he stays out of trouble. Now he will be eligible to enter a new plea for a lesser charge of harassment. What are your thoughts on this story? And what do y'all think about the case? Al, what do you think about this case of him forcibly touching? Do you remember that video?
Yeah. I think you remember we covered it. I think we covered this. I told you I used to hang out with him. In all of the, in New York City. And
he's a party animal.
Yes,
I
and
do
he
know.
loves to have a lot of fun. And it's always interesting because the women, I got to be honest with you, always throw it on him. Like they're always around him, always in his face. That doesn't give him the right to grope them, right? And it doesn't give him a right to harass them. I totally get it. But this story right here just made me so sad because if you're supposed to be out of trouble, if you're supposed to be on your best behavior as it relates to sexual deviance, why would you be the host of a strip club? That's where sexual deviance is played out at the highest level, right? But on top of all of that, what really concerns me is I always thought Cuba Gooding Jr., I always thought of him as a top tier actor. Like I put him up there. He's not on the same level as a Denzel Washington, but definitely on the same level to me as a Lawrence Fishburne, right? He's been in the game for a long time. What has he done? Boys in the Hood, Men of Honor, A Few Good Men. He was in Coming to America, American Gangster. He did Jerry Maguire, where he got an Oscar nomination.
And don't forget that cinematic masterpiece, Snow Dogs.
Right, Snow Dogs. He was in Selma, which was really good. And also What Dreams Day, that was really good. I just feel like this is just lowbrow. It gives me Zeus Network vibes, to be honest with you.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm just saying, like, like the trickiness of it all. And I just always revered him and held him at a higher standard than that. I don't know. This just doesn't feel right to me.
Cuba is a good actor, but let's keep it a buck. Cuba's like a white boy. He parties like a white boy. I see him probably drawing penises on his friend's forehead when they sleep. He gives me college boy, frat boy humor. I done seen him out. We done hung out, all of us in a group in LA. He gets drunk and has fun, and he gets it in. And I think he blacks out and they'll remember it the next day. Not excusing him. Right. But you know what? I think that's the kind of vibe he's on. I think, you know what I mean? You know how like white boys party is different than how us black folks party? And they'd be like doing all kind of grabbing their friends' balls and all kind of stuff. And they'd be like, ha, ha, ha. I think Cuba's like that. No excuses. But I think he's raised a little bit different than his more blacker brother, Omar. Omar would be like, nah, bro. But Cuba be like, party, Jägermeister. I don't know. Cuba, what do you think about this?
It's funny because not until Al pointed it out, you're right, Cuba Gooding Jr., there's no reason why he and Will Smith are not like neck and neck for movie roles right now, because once upon a time they did kind of occupy the same spaces. They are both equally as palatable for white folks, and they're both white friendly, so on and so forth. But I agree with Al. This is giving me very much O.J. Simpson, I got away with it. Bill Cosby, I got away with it. Now I'm finna try to sue y'all like I'm gonna flash in y'all face or whatever that I got away with it. No, when you get away with something sexual deviant, see, like, you're supposed to stay away from that. Matter of fact, your next job is supposed to be over there on Sesame Street reading books to the children, not doing a thing in the strip club. It really sounds like you're sending a big middle finger to the prosecution and to those people who were against you for this situation. I just don't think it's a good look.
Isn't that the way of the world now, society now? Like I feel like I won't blame it on Trump, but since Trumpism, it seems like people are like kind of gloating when they get away with things. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, yeah, okay. And it's like, we don't have that shame thing anymore. And it seems like people.
What they don't understand is that when you black like this and not like this, when you make them people mad, they come back after you. You know what I'm saying? When you're like Trump, when you white like this, they just let it go. But when you black like this and not like this, them people don't like that. they're like, oh, you're gonna gloat, you N-word, you're gonna gloat,
right?
So we're gonna come get you on something else. The same way they didn't get OJ ass on the murders, but they got his ass for stealing back them plastic trophies. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know who his publicist is. I don't know. I think it was a bad move. And how much, it couldn't be that much money he's getting paid to host a strip club.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And probably with some old skinny white strippers who can't even make it clap. And they probably don't even got good lemon pepper wings at that strip club anyway.